Hello dear students, today we have moved in a new lecture and in this lecture we will cover some new topic with new ideas and new questions. Hi, hello everyone, my name is Eras and how are you? I hope you are very good, you are well satisfied in your life, and today the name of the topic is that the synthesis of plant foods other than simple carbohydrate, that is the glucose. Okay, let me explain what is the topic. Actually, you have heard and you know that during the photosynthesis, plants are able to make a simple food, that is the glucose. But I am saying that plants not only makes glucose, but by using glucose, plants can make other types of the food. Then what is that type of the food? Then what is that foods? I am discussing about this one, and this is the topic of this lecture, and many more different things. So let me explain. Let us see. Okay, I think you know what is the topics and what is the name of that topic. This is the most important line and objective questions can be arised from these particular points. The questions, okay, let us talk about the points. The plants use the simple carbohydrate glucose in order to make many other foods. Someone may ask you, the plants, you are saying that the plants used glucose. Why? So in order to make other types of the foods or other forms of the food. Then can you name that food? So you will just simply say that, of course. So you will just say that the name of that food other than glucose, a starch, fats, that means oils and proteins and vitamins. So these all are the requirements of the plants that they needed these materials in order to sustain their life. As what we needed, we also require vitamins, minerals, proteins in order to stay connected. Or no. I mean to say that in order to stay healthy, we need proteins, vitamins, and many more different things. Okay. So these examples are important. Okay. You should keep in your mind. You can also simply underline these points. Okay, let me explain. If plants make a starch as foods, I'm saying that if plants are able to make a starch by using glucose, but how is it possible? So let me explain. I'm saying that it is a food which is stored in various parts of a plant, such as roots, a stem, leaves, and seeds. So I'm using it. So what type of the food is now going to be stored in the roots of a plant as well as stems of a plant as well as leaves and the similarly seeds. So name of that food is the starch. A starch is going to be stored inside the roots, stem, leaves, and seeds. Concept clear? Of course. So objective questions can be asked from these particular topics or points. You are saying that how objective questions can be asked from these points. Okay, let me explain. The questions may be arise just like that. These types of the food are stored in roots, stem, leaves, and seeds. Option A must starch, B may another thing, C may similarly, and D may none. You will just simply say that that is a starch. Okay, I am giving some examples. I'm giving some examples of that type of the food that contains huge amount or abundant amount of starch they contain. So the first examples is that the seeds of grains of wheat. Okay, wheat contains huge amount of starch in their seeds, or you will just simply say that wheat or grains. That means seeds both are the same things and both appears as the same. You know, you have seen wheat, of course, and similarly rice have a lot of starch in them. These examples are the most important examples for these particular points. So that's why people always say that when you are doing exercise, a heavy exercise in order to build your muscle, then you should consume in less amount of rice. Okay, so that's why your bed should must be mentioned. If you want to if you want to maintain your weight, then you should maintain your diet plan. And before exercising, when you are not in exercise, then you should take any type of the nutrients or nutrition. But if you are doing heavy exercise in order to build your muscles, then you should take or consume rice in controlled way or in controlled form. Concept clear? Of course. Why? Because rice contains a lot of starch that is not useful during exercise or for our bodies. Okay, another point or another examples what I have mentioned. I have mentioned that potato and carrot plants store a lot of starch in their roots. You know, of course. So this is the important. These are the two different important examples that I have explained. How a starch is going to be stored in huge amounts in these particular types of the food items. Okay, so carrot and potato is also the main sources of a starch food. If you want, you can take it. If you wish to take a starch in your body in heavy amounts, then no problem. Then no problem. You can take it in easy way in the form of potatoes and in the form of carrot. Concept clear? Okay. Okay. First of all, you should must mention these notes in your copy. Then I will move to the next one. Have you written this one? You can mention it. I will clear it. Okay. Let's go to the next pages. Okay, let us talk about this one. If you want, you can write before explanation, and if you want, then you will write after explanation. I suggest that you should must write this one after explanation. Okay. Now, the next one is the plants make fats or oils as foods. I'm saying the plants can do so, but the questions here arises is that how plants can do so. You are saying that plants can make fat or maybe oils, both are the same things, but how you are saying? Okay, let me explain, let me finish. Here I have written some plants convert glucose which is made during photosynthesis into oils and store them in seeds. Okay, cut it in them, cut it, store them in seeds. So some of the plants are also available on this particular earth surface that what can do, that can convert this glucose. So when glucose is obtained by the plants, actually glucose is obtained by the plants as a result of photosynthesis or during the process of photosynthesis. Obviously, then some plants, what is going to be done is that the plants are doing, plants are utilizing glucose, but the rest one glucose is converts this glucose into another forms of the food material, that is the fats or oils. Okay, but what I have used in my life to say fats only, and I'm saying fats only and not only oils. So you can use both these names, but I prefer or I suggest you to use fats in place of oils, and this is the best things. Okay, so examples of this one ki what type of the plants are available that can do this type of the things. Okay, that means ki I have written in examples ki seeds of sunflower plant. That means ki sunflower plant can convert some of the glucose materials or glucose as which is a food or what type of the food, the simple carbohydrate. I have already told you. So this, the sunflower can convert some of the glucose food into what? Into fats. Okay. So these examples are the important examples. So you should must be keep these examples in your mind. Okay. Obviously. Next one, I have written that the oils obtained from plants seeds are commonly known as vegetables. This is the most important Important line. You should must underline this. Okay. Objective questions can be asked from this particular point, maybe in several competitive examination or maybe in your school examination. Okay now. Now, okay, so what is this point? Actually, if someone may ask you, can you tell me what is vegetables oil or tell me the definitions of vegetables oil? Then you will just simply say that the oils obtained from plant seed, whatever the oils is available here, that is obtained from the plant seed. Then this type of the oils are called as the vegetables oil. Simple. That is the mustard oil, also vegetables oil. You know, obviously. Okay, next one I have written here कि glucose, starch and oils or fats are made up of three elements. And we want to know what is the name of that element? That is the carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. I'm saying that glucose, this is the most important point, and objective questions can be asked from this particular point. Maybe objective questions asked, or maybe very short answer questions can also be asked from this particular point. So you should must be keep these points in your mind. I'm saying that glucose, which is made as a result of photosynthesis, and by using glucose, plants also make a starch and oils, that is the fats. Okay, so, so it is made up of only three other types of the element or three elements. And name of that element is the carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Concept clear? Obviously. Actually, I don't need to explain too much because I have already used the simple word in in our notes or in my notes. In my notes, I always prefer to use simple words so that anyone who can read this notes can also able to understand very well. Okay, otherwise I'm here to explain these all things. Okay, this completed the second one. The third one is that I'm saying that plants make proteins as food. So how plants can make proteins? Because I know that plants only can make glucose during photosynthesis, but you are saying plants also can make proteins. So, teacher, can you explain me how is it possible? Okay, let me explain. I'm writing here plants combine some of the glucose carbohydrate made during photosynthesis. Okay, plants. Oh, here is something which is going to be done by the plants. So what is that things? Actually, plants combine some of the glucose carbohydrate okay, which is made during photosynthesis with what? So actually with nitrate minerals which is obtained from in order to make amino acids which are then made into proteins. Okay, which is obtained from soil. Actually here is the soil but which is missing, so you will just simply write here soil, because nitrate minerals is obtained from soil. You should here you should must mention soil. Okay, I think you will write it in easy way. So actually the nitrate minerals is obtained from the soils. All right. So by using these things, plants combine carbohydrate with nitrate minerals, and then plants are able to make amino acids, uh, and finally be made into proteins. So in this way, proteins are made by the plants, and this is the things that you should must be in it. This is also the important point that I want to share with you. Proteins are nitrogenous substances which contains nitrogen element. Objective questions can be asked. These proteins are nitrogenous element substances. So obviously, under nitrogenous substances is contained nitrogen elements because the name is the nitrogen. So that's why nitrogenous substances contain nitrogen. Okay, concept clear? Obviously, you should must mention these all things so that I can explain and other things. I think you have written this one. Okay, then we can move to the next one. The fourth point is also important. And what is the fourth point? The fourth point is that the plants make vitamins as food. Actually, vitamins are the most important complex substances for which is highly useful for the plants as well as humans also. So vitamins plays important role. But I am writing here that vitamins are highly complex substances which is made by the plants. Vitamins are made by the plants. Okay, vitamins are contained. But actually, what is the vitamins? So I am writing that vitamins are contained contained in vegetables, fruits, and cereals. Okay, I'm not containing and I'm not making vitamins, but the plants can make vitamins. And vitamins are found in vegetables, fruits, as well as cereals also. Cereals, that means ki fooding materials, maybe rice, etc., etc. Because in little amount, um, vitamins are also available in rice also. Okay, okay then. Our next topic and a new topic, and the name of the topic is that the importance of photosynthesis. Actually, you have learned what is photosynthesis, and you are hearing the name that is the photosynthesis. But the questions here arises that कि why photosynthesis a plant should must be do, and what is the role of photosynthesis? Okay, so there are the two huge or main or maybe important points regarding photosynthesis that why photosynthesis must be completed by the plants. You wants to know the first one is that plants are doing photosynthesis, so that's why we all are getting food materials. And if suppose that the plants can't do photosynthesis or they all are not able to do photosynthesis, then what will happen? Then how we will get food materials? We don't get food materials. You know, you are saying how? Okay, let me finish. Actually, farmers, what for the work of the farmer is that they are producing crops and actually they sow seeds. Okay, then how seeds grown into a plants and plants gives foods, plant provides grains to them because they are growing and the plants are maturing. So that's why grains they can produce or they contain grains or foods. If plants don't do photosynthesis, then that means the plant don't get energy, and if plant don't get energy, then how plants will grow? And if plants will don't grow or plants will able disable or maybe not able or maybe stop growing, then what happens? Then plant can't produce food. This is the fact. But you can't say that, sir, plants are maturing to this size and after this particular sizes plants can not mature or grow further. You cannot say just like that. I'm saying that from the little plants are not able to grow because they are not doing photosynthesis. Then what will happen? Then we can't get food from the plants because you are consuming fruits just like apple, oranges, and bananas, guavas, etc. from the plants. Why? Because plants are doing photosynthesis. They are getting energy by a process called photosynthesis, obviously. So that's why they can produce food. So this is the main or role of photosynthesis for the plants, which is beneficial for all of us. And the second big important of photosynthesis is that plants are doing photosynthesis. So that's why we are getting oxygen. Oxygen. Okay. So these are the two important or these are the two different importance of photosynthesis that you should must be keep these 2 points in your mind. Okay. Maybe objective questions can be asked, or I think not objective but subjective questions can be asked from this particular topic. VVI topic. Okay, obviously this topic is going to be important for your life also. Okay, there is a new topic. The symbol of this new topic is hashtag. Hashtag is a symbol of a starting. That means where I used hashtag, that means I am starting new topic. So this is the new topic, and I think you have read the name of the new topic. The name of the topic is that the other modes of nutrition in plants. Oh, I'm saying other modes of nutrition in plants. What does it mean? What he wants to tell? You can ask questions from me. Okay, let me explain. Actually, I have already told you, or I have already taught you autotrophic nutrition and the heterotrophic nutrition, which is a type of the nutrition. But plants are doing autotrophic nutrition by a process named photosynthesis. So that's why they are getting energy. But I'm saying that there are some other modes of nutrition in plants. In place of autotrophics, plants can also do other plants can also use other modes of nutrition in order to get energy, in order to get foods. We want to know what is the name of that modes of nutrition. Okay, the first one is the parasitic nutrition, and the second one is the saprophytic nutrition. So you can easily see here, this is the different nutrition or different modes of nutrition which is going to be used by the plants in order to get nutrition. From this topic, you have written or you have learned autotrophic mode of nutrition, which is going to be done by the plants only, obviously. But this is the other modes of the nutrition that you should must be read it, understand it, or learn it. Okay, concept clear? Obviously, you should must mention this all on in your notes so that you can revise anytime when you have. Okay, let me explain the parasitic nutrition. If someone may ask you what is parasitic nutrition or tell me the definitions of parasitic nutrition, then what will you say? Okay, you will just simply say that what I have written. I have written here कि parasitic mode of nutrition, which is parasitic nutrition, which is a mode of nutrition or which is also a type of the nutrition which is done by the plants or maybe done by the organisms. Actually, when the organisms are living with another organisms as which is called as the host, and not only living on them or living in them, but they are also getting energy or nutrition from the host organisms, then this is called as the parasitic nutrition. Okay, I have written the definition. I have written कि it is a type of nutrition in which a plant or animals or maybe an organisms that lives on or inside another organism. Maybe the organism are living inside the body of another organism or maybe on the body of another organism, that I have written. That is what I wants to say. That is, I wants to say that he also called host and obtains their food from it. Then this is called as the parasitic nutrition. Okay, okay. But I'm using a term that is the host. Someone may ask you are saying host. What is the meaning of host? Can you tell me? Obviously, I will tell you what is the meaning of host. Suppose that there is some birthday parties that you should must be attend. Okay, I think in the evening. Suppose that in the evening, mm, I got invitations from a birthday party. Okay, then I will just go to that party or attend that party. Okay, so I'm going in the party. Then there is some people are already present in that party who conduct the parties, who organize the party. But I'm going there So I'm a guest for that people who celebrating or who organize the party. But the people who organize the party is a guest, is not a guest, but they are the host because they are already present in that party. But I'm going there. I'm going there. So I'm a guest. Okay, let us consider another examples. Mm, We all have homes, we live in homes, but maybe some family member or maybe some friends or maybe some people come in my house. So as a guest, they come in our homes. So they are the guests, but we all are already present in the homes. So we all are the host and not the guest. Okay, I think you learned the concept of the host and the guest. Okay then. So basically, what is parasitic nutrition? So I'm saying that when one plant lives on another. Okay, let us talk about the parasitic nutrition. What is parasitic nutrition? So I'm saying the definition. When an organism living over another organism, okay, and not one organisms are living over another organism, but they are also getting energy from there, then this is called as the parasitic nutrition. That is what I just wants to explain with you. Okay, examples here, the cascata is examples, and another is the mistletoe. Okay, mistletoe, and another one is the wheat rust, and another one is the corn smut. Okay, let us talk about the cascata. Actually, cascata is the popular or famous parasitic nutrition, so that's why I'm saying, or I'm giving the knowledge about cascata only. Okay, here I'm writing that cascata is also called amarvel in Hindi. In Hindi meaning, in English meaning is the cascata, but Hindi meaning of cascata is also called as the amarvel in Hindi, or Indian language, maybe you can say that, because Hindi is going to be a spoken or a speak in India. Okay, then objective questions can be asked from these particular points. So you should must be keep these points in your mind. This is the important one. Next one, what I have written here, written here that a cascata is a non-green plants having a yellow color. Someone may ask you, can you tell me about cascata? So I am saying that cascata is a non-green plant. So this is also important, non-green plant having yellow color. What is the color of cascata? The color of cascata is that yellow. And is cascata is a green plant? No, cascata is non-green plant. So that's why they are obtaining nutrition from another organism. Because if cascata is green plants, then all the green plants can do photosynthesis. But cascata is not green plants. This is the fact, you know. Okay, next one, what I have written here. I have written here that the cascata plant has heterotrophic mode of nutrition. You know, because they are the non-green plants and they don't do photosynthesis. So that's why cascata are heterotrophic mode of nutrition. And another proof of this point that the cascata is heterotrophic nutrition can do cascata is that if cascata lives over another organism and they takes nutrition from that organism, that means they don't make their own food, they are getting the foods from the another one, they are dependent. So that's why cascata is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Another one is also important, cascata is also called dodder. So you should must we keep these points in your mind. Objective questions can be come from these particular points. Okay, next one, parasitic nutrition are called parasites. Some people may ask you, what is parasites? Then you will say the same answer what I have told you about the parasitic nutrition. Okay, so parasitic nutrition, one who that is doing parasitic nutrition, then they are called parasites, or they all are parasites. Okay, next one, I think next one is also important. Some animal parasites are such as lice, bedbugs, leeches, and mosquitoes. are also do parasitic nutrition. They all are parasitic nutrition, but they are animals. But they are animals. But cascata and these all things are the plants. Okay, I think you have learned these all are things. So keep these points in your mind, or make sure you have written these all points in your notebook so that you can revise these all the points in easy way. In easy way. So should if you want you can write it. Now let me explain this cascata with the help of a figure or with the help of a diagram. Actually, this figure represents or show a cascata, or this is a figure of cascata that that a cascata looks like or how it that was appearing. तो ये जो आप देख this that how you are looking, this is the cascata. Okay, this is a cascata. The yellow structure which is turned over a plant is a cascata. Okay, but the plant is a host plant or host tree that is already present, and over this plant a cascata, how cascata is spread all over this particular plant or this particular trees, that how it is appeared. And cascata whole life cascata present over these trees or this particular plant in order to get nutrition, which is a parasitic nutrition. So this is a figure, and by this figure, I hope you have learned in easy way. So host, who is the host? Host is the plant, and cascata is just like a guest. That how cascata get nutrition by a process or by another mode of nutrition, that is a parasitic nutrition. Here mentioned a parasite. Cascata is a parasite, not this plant. Okay, the fault is with cascata, not with this plant, because cascata is parasitic, not this plant. Cascata is called parasitic nutrition, not this plant is also called cascata. Okay, concept clear? This figure shows a parasitic plant, that is the cascata, a parasitic plant cascata, climbing on the stem of its host plant or host tree. Host plant or host tree means that is the tree, and over this tree another plant or another organisms are developed that taking the nutrition just like a parasite. Okay, I hope you have learned these all things. If you want, you should must, in my opinion, you should must this diagram. Okay, first of all I just want to erase this one so that you can easily write this. In my opinion, you should must write this particular figure or draw this particular figure in your notes book so that you can easily revise this one. Okay, so see you soon in the next lecture with a great energy. For that moment, stay connected, stay rigid. Love you all, see you all, take care.